The UK is officially in recession, and obviously it's my favourite country because it's just such a disaster. It's the best. So the UK officially in recession after achieving 0.3% drop in Q4 growth, which was way more than they expected. And that follows the Q3 0.1% and the fake Q2 0%. Yeah, right, you could get a 0%. They tried to stave it off. They tried to hope Q4 would do well, but it was an absolute disaster. Then came in, and I've been telling you this many times, the GDP per capita statistics. Now, obviously, the government has been trying to fudge these GDP statistics by importing 1 million immigrants a year just to pump them up. They don't care who they have. They've got a heartbeat, they'll import them, right? Anyone that could come in, no IDs in the UK, you're just literally in, that's it, you can disappear. So anyway, these guys are coming in, and it still couldn't achieve GDP growth, because if we look at GDP per capita, it was down 0.7% just in Q4. That's mind-boggling. Let's compare that to the US, where they had a 3.3% increase in Q4. Let's take these numbers. Do you understand what 0.3% is? That's like a little bit. And 3.3% is like this. And so it's so much bigger increase, it's mind-boggling. You can now go and say, yeah, but the budget deficit is higher. That is true. They are at 7% compared to the UK's at about 5.4%. Still not going to get you that difference. All right, it's still not going to achieve that difference. So that's not true. And we just have a failing economy. Oh, next stat, third stat for you. It is the longest period of decreasing GDP per capita since records began. And it would have been way worse, because the only positive GDP per capita, the last time it was the first quarter of 2022. And the only reason why that happened was we were just coming out of lockdown from the pandemic and everything, which only really stopped in the UK in Q1-ish, Q2 of 2021. So they were still getting a bit of the rebound there from that. But if we didn't have any pandemic, let's say, none at all, it's just literally 15 years straight of decreasing GDP per capita, importing lots of people to bump up the GDP numbers, the total GDP numbers, and still managing a recession, which is wow. That's just like, wow. You import 1 million and you still get a recession. That is wow. That's like, I don't even know how they did it. And they're still messing it up. So guys, where are we with the UK? What is the future? So Germany also in recession, by the way, but they make stuff, and they make stuff people want. And they've got high energy bills because they cut off their cheap Russian gas. They stupidly shut down their nuclear power station. So they've been a bit stupid, but there's hope. There's always hope. Japan also in recession, but Japan also, they make stuff people want. The people are frugal, huge savings rate. Yeah, there's things there that you can make a case for why things aren't so bad, and don't really look into the numbers so badly. Okay, I will give them. The UK, though, there is literally nothing good there. I can't think of a single stat point or story that would help that country. Let's see. You're importing loads of migrants. 2, they're unskilled. 3, they go straight on benefits. 4, they import their family to go straight on benefits. And everyone just goes straight on benefits. The number, again, another fake statistic they use is the unemployment rate, just 3.9%. Yeah, but we also got the inactivity rate, which they had to revise up massively to 22%, which means really 26% of the UK, people that can work, people that are able to work, are not working. You have 26% not working, all on benefits. Now, we take off students and we take off people like real students. I'm talking about. We take off people like that. Okay, how much are we left taking actual benefits? You have about 10% of the UK population on full-time, never moving benefits. Don't want a job. Don't ever the mental health issues. And again, you can't say any of this on TV. People can explain it. Even GB News, they can tell you, immigration's bad. There are a lot of people on benefits. But then they'll go, yeah, but there's a lot of people with mental health, long-term sick. They're real. They're not real. Guys, they're not real. Maybe 10% of that is real. Out of the 2.8 million they have on long-term sick, maybe 280,000 is real disabled people in wheelchairs or something like that. But the rest are all scam artists, and you cannot say a word. That is the UK. So people are just like, huge housing prices, huge rental prices. Why would you bother? Just go on benefits. The government pays your rent. The government gives you a little bit of money, and you can do a little side job on the cash. Why would you bother? I don't know why anyone would bother. That's just a much better idea. You've got ridiculous housing prices. They have to come down. They will not come down. The government will not let them. They will force the banks to give interest rate only mortgages. Their new plan is 1% down payment mortgages to keep you tied in to be a slave for the rest of your life. They don't care. They cannot let house prices come down. People have no hope. The jobs are trash. The value is like worthless, right? Really poor paying jobs. The average wage in the UK is below, as we know, it's below, if you take out London, it's below Poland, it's below Slovakia. That is the average wage in the UK, taking out London. Even adding in London, it's still really poor. There is nothing, there's no businesses. The FTSE, the stock market, hasn't budged in 25 years. It's at the same point it was in 2001. It's gone. People are leaving the UK. Their biggest tech company, Arm, decided to do the IPO in America and refused to do anything with the UK. They went to America and they're valued there and they're based there and they couldn't care less about the UK. TUI, big travel agency, said, forget it. We're going to Germany's stock market. We're leaving the FTSE. It's dead. Dead stock market. Pension funds who are meant to invest in the stock market being tripped up by the government using the dodgy rules to force them basically to invest in buying government debt because the government needs people to buy their debt. So they basically rigged it that the pension funds have to buy their debt. That means if you buy the debt, you can't buy the stock market. You can't buy the stock market. There's no investment in your companies. No investment in your companies. They can't grow. They can't grow. You don't have employment. You don't have employment. You don't have economic growth. That is the UK short-termism of those governments. And Labour is coming in as well. Guys, you can make it up. Labour, while every other country in Europe is moving right, is moving, to a more protectionist policy, to stopping immigration, to clamping down, to helping their companies, dropping the green junk down the drain, moving into securing their energy. The UK is still in their woke mentalness of renewable energy, which costs more. Stop the lies of people saying, oh, if only you would have invested more in renewable, you'd be okay. No, you would not. The UK also totally beholden to America. They just told them, no free trade deal. Get out of my face. But we want you to fight in all the wars we want you to fight in Ukraine. Send over £15 billion, which is what they've done. What the heck? What the heck? It's crazy. There's no words. It's crazy. It's got an energy policy of craziness. It imports LNG from America when you could have been getting it from Russia next door. And you talk to climate change. You're importing it from 3,000 kilometers away when you got one a few hundred kilometers that way. What are you doing? It's mad. You care about the climate? You're importing it from America? What are you doing? You have your own stuff. You could be fracking. Banned. You could be doing new licenses banned. Instead, we're just going to ship it from America 3,000 kilometers. Oh, we don't even have a free trade deal with them. It's just, wow. Who would stay in that country? They just renamed the lines in the UK to all these woke names like Windrush Line and the Lionesses. Nothing to do with white British or you know the heroes that created the UK. Nothing. All just diversity. It's just madness. It's absolute madness. So the UK. I mean, I can't tell you guys anymore. There is no hope. There is no light. There is no nothing. It's just going to be me making more of these videos. Labour are going to get in. It's just going to get amazingly worse. And this is a tiny recession. I can't even see how they'd even get out of this recession. What is the growth that's going to come out? Retail sales? From what? People don't have money. I honestly, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. So the craziness that is with high inflation, the highest inflation in the G7 as well. Sorry, with an upside down. Their CPI is 4%, but their core CPI, which usually is below because you strip out energy and food, it's 5.1%. That means the trajectory is only going to go up because the core, forget the energy food, is still high. It's gone. This country is so gone. There's no words. They can't cut interest rates because their inflation is so ridiculously high and it would crash the pound. That's really the reason. Otherwise they would do it. Wow. So I don't know, guys. You know. There's no politicians. There's no one steering this ship. It's just woke craziness. You got these pro-Palestinian marches every week, completely dictating the country. The country is it's become like this anti-Semitic nightmare with the Muslims controlling everything. All the sources of power, they're there. The mayors, the local, the judges. It's mad. It's mad. And their party is about to come in, Labour. I don't know why they're being so anti-Labour. If you're a Muslim voter, I'd just like to speak to you. You better vote Labour because they're the white sheen of a Muslim party. That's exactly what you want. I don't know why you're going against them. Just get them in and trust me, you will have mosques everywhere, Sharia everywhere. You have nothing to worry about under Labour. More imports of your mates coming in. More legal migration. Forget the illegal. Well, they'll import them legally. Wow. Benefits will go up. Wow, it's just gorgeous. The destruction of that country. One of the best things I've ever seen.